Hi, everyone. We're on episode 8 of Discussions with Dre, the first of 2021. I thought I'd kick it off with a bang. Someone who's doing great right now just released his the first project of the year, The Breakout. It's on Soundcloud at the moment. He'll kind of give us an update what's going on with that on other platforms. Sir Louie, nice to see you, bro.
Most definitely, Wagwan, man. I'm happy to be here. Thank you, Dre.
Yeah, I was like, I got to, after listening to the project, I'm like, I have to fucking interview him about it. I got to figure out what was going through his head during that project and the process of making it. So how have you been? First off, I think everyone wants to know. Hi, how you doing?
I'm good, man. No complaints. Like you said, I just released this tape, so it was like a big buildup of energy that's finally just released into the world, and I'm feeling nice and light and ready to create again. It's crazy.
Do you feel like when you release something that there's a weight off your shoulder after? It's like a high or a release.
Definitely. It's that big like question mark on your back the whole time. What are people gonna think of this? Like,
Yeah.
how are people gonna receive this baby? That I've been incubating for X amount of time. Like, to put it out there and finally get that feedback is amazing.
I feel like you can't truly appreciate it until you like sit on it for like the project for a while. That's what I find. It's like, oh, I just started liking Don't Look Down a lot. I mean, like 3 months ago. And that came out like a year ago. I think you're gonna appreciate your project more and more over time. Did you get sick of the project at some point, mixing it and perfecting it, or do you just through the whole time where you're vibing?
Yeah, no, I definitely hit a point. Like, it's different and you mix, you record a project and then you mix it and you master it yourself. You listen to it a lot, and even you can probably relate a little bit. Like, I'm sure you're there with Nate, like the whole way through in the boot, like mixing with him and giving him tips and stuff. So it definitely came to a point around the mastering stage where I was like, okay, like I can't touch this anymore. Like, it is what it is now. I just gotta let it go. Otherwise, I'm gonna go crazy.
Yeah, that's what same thing happened to me. It's at some point you're like, for fuck's sakes, man, I gotta get this out. Like, I gotta be done with it. I can't even listen to it the first like week and a half, I find. But a lot. I think, when did you drop it? Thursday night or Friday night?
Thursday night.
I'm losing track of time here. Yeah, so it was late at night, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna listen to this Louie project. It was a vibe. Congratulations. Front to back, I think what I appreciate the best about projects is cohesiveness. That had a theme.
Yeah.
The cover art matched the theme. It was cohesive throughout. So congrats on that. What I got out of it was like a therapy session or like a spiritual awakening. How long did you work on the project, and how did you what's the meaning behind the breakout?
Yeah. Well, I worked on the project. It was almost like my little thing during my Christmas break from school. We finished like December 19th. And I just knew that I didn't want to sit on my ass the whole time during this break. I wanted to do something productive. So I made this goal for myself to write a verse every day. Very simple.
Yeah.
And every single day, typically that verse would end up turning into a song. I'd be like, okay, I got to record this. And then I'd think of a hook and it would evolve into a song. And day after day, that kept happening. And I was like, oh shit, by the end of that, I had like 10 songs on my hands, 11 songs. And I was like, okay, this is feeling like a project now. And I think it's because all those songs were crafted in that same time frame. You know what I mean? So that's where that cohesiveness comes from, because that's just where my head was at the time.
Yeah, you just caught a vibe.
Straight up, yeah, straight up. Like, you hear stories about like Red Hot Chili Peppers renting out like a mansion for like a whole month to record an album, or like the Beatles were in the studio for 2 weeks straight. They didn't even leave to record like Sgt. Pepper's or one of their albums. So it's like,
you kind of just got, when you get that feeling, I feel like as an artist, you just need to ride it no matter what happens. If it's like in the middle of the day, like, for fuck, I got to grab the phone. I got to get it down. I'm that type of way too, man. I'm really happy about this project. I've been listening to it ever since. And what does it mean, the breakout? Did it just like feel like the breakout? Like, did it feel like a release for you? Like a therapy? It felt like a therapy session.
It was a coming into my own, like breaking out of, I guess, my shell, you could say.
Yeah.
My last project was called Life Right Now, and it was a whole separate vibe, but it didn't really feel like me. Like, I'll keep it real. There was elements of myself, but it didn't feel like me showing the world who I truly am. This project felt like me breaking out of that shell. Like, I'm like, okay, boom, this is who I am. I'm putting this out for everyone to see, and this is what I'm about right now. Yeah, which is growth. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like the world around me and like how I fit into it.
what kind of like made you, what did, like, is there something that led to that like that triggered you in your mind, like, damn, like I'm not showing people enough of who I am? Was there a certain moment? Was there a chain of events? Can you get into that?
I think what it was is me realizing that the songs where I was the most real, like not trying to say a certain thing because I know people would like it. Like I'm just saying what I like.
Yeah.
Those were always the songs that resonated with people the most.
Yeah, always. Yeah, it's always those ones, man.
You know, and when I
Always.
try and make that like party hit or like whatever, like when I was trying too hard, that shit never resonated with people. Those were, I never got good feedback about those songs. So, yeah.
I'm definitely on the same boat as you. I feel like I've definitely had those moments where it's like, damn, I definitely attempted some bangers, like some like, okay, I need the banger on the album. Of course I need the banger, right? You need the trap hi-hats and the claps and shit like that. And yeah, I'm glad you got into that because it's you feel comfortable. I definitely listen to this. I'm like, oh, Louie is comfortable in the pocket, and it sounded great. So I'm glad you got to that point. And it sounded like a psychedelic trip at times. It sounded like you.
there may have been some psilocybins involved throughout the creation of the project.
Damn right, damn right. I felt the vibe because I think once you like, I think I've tried them, right? And as soon as I try them, I get the vibe now. Every time I'm like, this was created with some psilocybin. I'm like, I understand it. I feel it.
Yeah. It's a feeling, bro. It's you understand it in your chest, kind of thing.
Like, it's a weird thing, right? What, I guess you were a very spiritual person, and I knew that slightly before, just based off your energy as a person. Every time I met you, I was around you. I'm like, Louie is a good guy, good energy around him. Do you meditate often, and what are the benefits that you experience from that?
Every day.
Every
damn day. Yeah.
Once a day, several times?
Usually once a day, man. Yeah. Like I do a thing where I have like a little morning routine when I get up. You know, I do my 30 push-ups, I do my jumping jacks, I do my breathing exercise.
Salute to you, bro.
I'll sit down and I'll just meditate. I set a timer on my phone, 2 minutes. That's it. And I just sit there, close my eyes, and just try and focus on the present, focus on my breath. Very simple, man. And then typically I'll have a longer meditation at some point throughout the day. But I find that the stillness that you find in meditation helps you to stay focused when shit goes crazy in your life. That'd have to be the biggest benefit to me.
I agree with you. Like, I think at one point I was having a lot of anxiety in my life, and just, things are going too fast for me. And I think, again, grounds you. I feel like it really grounds you. I've just started.
Nice.
I just started, and it's, I do it whenever I can. But I think in the morning I can't. I got to get a coffee in me, and I usually a midday meditation.
Love it.
But yeah, no, I had to ask you about that because I'm like, damn, like Louie seems to know his shit when it comes to being just composed when it comes to that type of stuff. So is there like, what was I going to say here? You know what? Fuck it. I was going to say something else. I added in my questions. I definitely deleted it based off that. So I forgot. Discussing with Dre, everybody. We're out here.
Let's go. We're free flowing. That's right. Shit's casual, man.
We're just having a talk. But yeah. Damn. How was okay, so when you moved, how was the transition on that? I mean, have you been to Montreal before? I don't know too much about you as a person, actually. When I think about it, I just seen you in passing a lot. But how was the transition moving from Winnipeg to Montreal, and have you been there before?
Yeah, Montreal is my favorite city in Canada outside of Winnipeg. I speak French. Like I was in French immersion all throughout high school. And then I heard of this music festival called Osheaga out here.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and so I came out one year with my homie. It was crazy. So the next year we came out with a group of people that we met from here.
That's dope.
And then, took a little break. I went to school, and then the summer of, I think it was 2016, I came out again and saw Kendrick Lamar out here.
Damn it, man.
The Bell Center. Bro.
Come on.
Don't even, that Kendrick Lamar show, the whole crowd, I can't even remember what
was it. The Damn tour?
No, it was before that. It was for Good Kid, Mad City.
Oh, fuck. Oh my God.
All my life I want money and power. Bro, he stopped rapping it for 2 minutes straight. And for 2 minutes straight, like it wasn't just the whole crowd got off a verse or whatever. Nigga, they did the verse, into the chorus, into the next verse. Kendrick was sitting there. like just shocked on his face.
I mean, at one point, I think we've all Kendrick fans have all rapped that song from front to back. That was like the challenge, right? That was like, okay, we need to get this down pat. Like, I think that's the one. It's like, okay, we need to rap every single bar.
It's like an obsession at some
Yeah.
point, you know.
Oh
Like,
fuck,
no, I
man.
gotta do
Oh, you went during that time too. My God.
beautiful. Yeah, he was.
You're spiritual and shit, right? So, did you feel the urge to punch somebody? Like, I feel like when I'm in a huge crowd of people, I want to push people. I love mosh pits now. I don't know what it is. I saw Vince Staples live, man. North came on, and that was like when he just got Summertime 06 out. There was something in my body was like, I need to go run in there right now and just start tossing people. It ended up happening. It was the best thing that's ever happened to me. I got knocked by this guy though. I got sunned like halfway through. Have you been in a mosh pit?
Many times. I'm like you, man. I love mosh pits. Just the rawness of them.
Yeah, man. I get my ass kicked sometimes though. Like I'll run in there and I just like see a big guy. For some reason, I get this like ego in me. It's like that big guy there. I'm gonna try and take him down. That guy ends up fucking me up, and I'm out. I'm like, okay, got a little too confident.
I don't know what it is about mosh pits, but it's like a sense of camaraderie in there. Like
there is.
You be running around, somebody just shoulder checks you, and you go flying, and you get up, and you're like, "Hey, man, good one." Like,
that was good,
dude. Yeah, you know, you're happy to like take those licks and give them back. You know.
I feel like there's like it's a weird thing because there is love there. There's like a love to it. It's like we all love this artist. We're fucking each other up, but it's like it's weird, right? It's kind of a weird thing. Yeah. There's super funny when I went to my first mosh pit. There's North comes on. My buddy Braden Chang, he played for the Bisons. Huge guy. Clocking these kids, clocking, like throwing them around into each other like bowling pins. And at one point, he was like, I can't make this up. So I saw the big guy in the group, right? Tried knocking him. He pointed at me. He literally like made a beeline for me after. It's like, I saw you. Runs at me. I go like 5 to 10 feet. It doesn't, and maybe I'm over exaggerating. I'm obviously like drunk as shit at this point at a concert. I'm flying. My buddy Chang had his hands ready for me. I didn't even know he was there. Yeah. It was like the hands of God under me. Pushed me up. Yeah. I didn't even hit the ground. Flew me back up. I hit on my feet. Went like this, gave a thumbs up, hit 2 kids immediately, clocked them. I'll never forget that. I'm like, that was the most legendary sequence of events. He didn't even let me touch the ground. I was like, this is fucking close.
Hey. When you make the Andre Jeanson movie, like that's got to be a scene.
It has to be. Like I always think about
like slow motion as zoom in with the camera.
Oh my God. Yeah. I got my ass kicked in there, man. Oh God. I was sore too. Oh.
Any other mosh pits you've been in?
Well, Tyler the Creator was right after. I wasn't a big. That was before like he did all like his better music. This was like Cherry Bomb. I wasn't a big fan of the other stuff. So that one, when Jid came here, I was in the Jid mosh pit. That was stupid. Like crazy. That was. I lost actually a funny thing about that. Not to make this about me at all. We'll just quickly segue past this, but I got the Air Force Ones with the strap ups. Like you know how you can zip from the back, the Army ones. Yeah. So I got those ones that day, and I went to the concert like an idiot, thinking, I'll be fine. I lost my one right shoe in that mosh pit, and I couldn't find it. So I'm hopping around this mosh pit with one Air Force One on.
Yeah.
And then I think 3-4 songs when it started calming down, it was under one of my good friends from high school, his foot. He was just standing on it the whole fucking concert.
Did he know?
No. 25 minutes later, I found out. I'm like, yo, Tristan. He's like, what? I'm like, my fucking Air Force. He's like, oh, shit. Passed it back to me.
Yeah.
Went back in the mosh pit again, but Jid, man. That was a good concert. Well, actually, let's what's your favorite concert you've ever been to other than Kendrick? We talked about Kendrick, but is there any other ones that kind of bring you to?
Ooh, that's tough. I was at J. Cole when he was at the Burton Cummings Theater. The first time I ever heard Boss, too, was that night. That was an amazing concert.
Boss is so underrated.
Incredibly underrated, man. I don't know how. I think because he's just so chill. Like, he doesn't really do the most. He doesn't have antics.
That's what I mean. Him and the Hicks, when they link up. Have you heard the song Matches?
By who?
Matches. But Boss, Matches. It's called Matches off his first project, Too High to Riot.
No, I don't know that one, actually.
I'm going to send that to you. You're going to love that
Please
shit.
do. Please do.
Yeah, man. I'm such a big Boss fan. And Louie off the Dreamville is pretty crazy, too.
Yeah, true lyricist right there.
Oh man, true lyricist. You saw J. Cole at that peak. That was at when he was doing what do you call it, Corn Center, right?
Exactly. That was exactly it.
Legendary moment, man. Mm-hmm. I saw Beyonce and Jay-Z. That was pretty crazy.
Oh man, that was one that I wanted to go to. I just didn't jump on it quick enough.
I got free tickets.
What?
So, yeah.
How'd that happen?
And the person I was dating at the time, I guess her parents had tickets, and I was like, "You want to come to Beyonce and Jay-Z?" And I was playing ball at the court with my friends, and they're like, "Yeah, you're gonna go fucking see Jay-Z and Beyonce." So they drove me to her house, and we went.
That's amazing.
It was fucking.
That's a blessing.
That was like
That's a
2014.
Yep, that's a fucking blessing, man.
Seeing Hove with his like top hat on, doing fucking.
Yeah, what was he like live?
He didn't do much, but his presence itself, it was like Hove is. You just look, you're like, Hove is on the stage right now. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah.
The light was shining on him. I don't know, man. Beyonce was crazy too. Wasn't always the biggest Beyonce fan. I can respect that, like, how much she puts into that though. Like,
yeah, definitely. No, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I don't know, man. As far as R&B saying, like, hey, Beyonce's cool. Rihanna, I might get a lot of hate for this, but I was never the biggest Rihanna fan either, bro.
I was belting "Kiss It Better" last night. I was belting that shit. I was bumping. I was having a couple whiskeys, and I was like, I'm putting some Riri on. I love Riri.
See, I don't even know the song. That's how like much of a not Rihanna fan. I had Umbrella on my little MP3 player, my black like MP3 player that held 20 songs back in like grade 5.
Those are the best.
I had Umbrella, and that was probably it.
Did you have the Nano, like the one with like the no screen? You just like guess the songs.
No, my shit had a screen. It had a little red and black like display in block letters. Oh man,
bullshit, man.
Loved it.
That.
Yeah.
Did you have the Walkman?
Like no, I didn't have a Walkman. No,
Walkman
I was never a Walkman guy.
Walkman sucked because you could just have like one CD. You had to like have it. I used to walk around like where I lived at with like a little pouch of CDs, so I'd have to switch the CD out if I was walking around. It was the most inconvenient shit. Yeah.
Man, I remember my aunt had a cassette player, bro. That shit was wild to me.
Man,
cassette player, like imagine that, bro. You had to have a whole separate backpack so you could have your cassettes in the back.
Man, it's crazy. Now we have Spotify, Apple, and all these things that should our display at all times. Now we can easily access music. It's kind of
I still can't find nothing to listen to.
I think that's why though, is we have so many. You know, like okay, like I think it's the example of Netflix, right? I think when we were younger, right? We have a certain amount of shit in our house, right? So we have like, okay, we have these like 20 movies, 20 CDs. You kind of just had to pick what you had. Now we have so much at our arsenal. It's like, well, what the fuck do I pick, right? If they just gave us 10, we'd probably pick. But now we have so much shit at our hands. And I feel like there's almost too much music releasing at some points. Almost too much.
You can't keep up with everyone, man. That's like Baby Keem. I know you're a big Baby Keem fan.
I fucking love
Baby
Baby
Keem.
Keem.
I've listened to a couple of his tracks and they bang.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm a Baby Keem fan as well, but I just don't like. He's never really on my radar to listen to because there's so much other stuff. You know what I mean? Not that he's a bad artist, but
yeah. Lil Durk. I just found out Lil Durk had an album out like 2 days ago. I'm like, and he's like the biggest thing apparently. I was like, I didn't see that. I didn't see Lil Durk popping out. I think, and that's the problem with the algorithms too. It's like there's so many dope underground artists that you don't see on your main page. Like R&B.
It's a shame.
Like us, come on.
Yeah,
you need to be on that.
How am I not on everyone's top like 5 recommended?
Easily, you should be on the front, right next to like Adele. I think Sir Louis.
That's what I think.
So actually, this is a question I really had because is that going to go on all platforms?
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna choose the one or two like favorite songs of everybody's to put up on Spotify, Apple Music, and all that. So, you know, along the way, I kind of just like pay attention to the comments or like people replying to stories or just stories of people who are bumping my music. And I just listen like, okay, what song are they playing? Like,
yeah,
what are the ones that people really want to hear? And then that's what I'm going to end up putting on Spotify, Apple Music, all that good stuff.
I think you should just put what I want on it because I'm just going to be selfish. I think you should put the intro.
Right.
And the second last song. That's just what I want. I don't think you should listen to the fans at this point. I think you should listen to me on this because I want to bump that on Spotify.
Well, your opinion is really the only one that counts. So, I mean, as long as you're happy, Dre, like, I'm happy.
That's kind of how I feel as well. I mean,
right? It's your world. We just living in it. You know?
It's kind of like, I mean, it sounds egotistical, but like I just think that every day. I'm just fucking with you. But no, man, whatever they pick, I mean, they have a good picking. That's hard. That's hard to pick from because it's a good project. That's man. If it was a bad project, it'd be easy, but it's not.
Yeah, one of them projects where you're like, man, the project was trash, but they had that one song.
Yeah, I
That
hate
shit was
those.
actually,
I hate those projects, man. There's so many of those now. It's like,
I know. It's like, dude, you should have did. Or my thing, bro, is when an artist will go like, this was Ty Dolla $ign. I'll keep it real. No shade on Ty Dolla $ign, but
this is
his
my
last
answer.
project.
Hey, this is gonna go on the fucking title. Sir Louie disses Ty Dolla $ign.
Yeah. Hey, cut this, right? Hey, this is not no fucking screen. What do they call it? Clickbait. My face, Ty Dolla $ign, just like.
I'm gonna clickbait the hell out of this, man. Okay, anyways, I'm sure.
Anyways, yeah, no. Ty Dolla $ign's last project. There was like 20 songs on it, maybe even more, 25. And it was one of those ones where I was like, man, if you cut that to like 12,
that's
like
what I mean.
You took
man.
out like 8 of those filler tracks, this shit would have bumped up a couple notches for me. But like, why? Just because you made a song doesn't mean you have to put it on the thing.
That's what I mean. I think people need to cut the fat on their projects. Like, there's so much like the Migos project, the last Culture 3. I liked a lot of songs, but if you just cut the fat off these projects, they're classics.
Yeah.
But then you snooze halfway through because you're like, I don't like this track, I like that. And then you have to just put them on playlists. You got to put your songs you like. I like when people cut the fat. Like, I kind of like what you're doing, and a lot of artists in the city too. Is like, give us a nice 8 or 9. That's what my whole philosophy. Nice, perfect 8 or 9 that we can all fuck with. And it's like, obviously, I want to put out 18, 20 tracks. I think we all do. But realistically, it's like, let's make the best product we can. It's just But I think it's for streaming too. I think the labels want them to do that for streaming. Like, the more songs, the better.
Yeah, I guess so. Hey, I guess that kind of makes sense, especially for the bigger artists where they know people are gonna listen top to bottom. You know what I mean? Like someone like us, or like some up and coming artists. People will really give you one song, maybe 2, and if they don't like what they're hearing in the first 2, they on to the next. But someone like Kanye, like, people are gonna listen to the whole album because it's Ye.
It could be 40 songs and be like, okay, we got to give Ye a chance the whole way through.
Exactly. It's just a different luxury that they enjoy. But that's kind of like how I structured my project too. Like, you'll note, like, your favorite song, or one of your, favorite Wondering, was towards the end because it was a slower song. And I'm like, you know what? I need to catch people's attention at the start. So like high energy in the beginning, and then the project kind of like goes to a more chill, smooth off the back end.
Exactly. No, track listing was perfect, man. Track listing. I love when you sing, bro. I think you should sing as much as you can, man. The singing sounds fantastic on the project, and the bars are too. Like, you say a lot of shit that, if people are gonna really listen to the full project throughout, which you should, there's some shit that you can definitely relate and resonate with, and that's what music's about. That's what longevity is about as well too, which I think this project's more for longevity more than anything. And there's some shit. Bounce is definitely like a radio type, more so on that end too, but it's definitely still you. But yeah, congrats on that, bro. Are you okay? What's next for Sir Louie? Like, what is next?
Collaborations, my friend.
I gotta for more stuff.
You have to, bro. And anybody who's listening right now, Andre has a fire ass verse in his vaults from me right now.
It's pretty crazy.
And I am waiting for him to reciprocate that verse, because this track could be something special. So if any of y'all hear this and you talk to Dre, you need to say, Dre, when is that Louie and Andre coming out?
I'm sorry, everybody. I sometimes, like, I don't think you understand, like, so when you feel something right away, you get distracted with stuff. Like, I think with people in features, right? I always ask, like, I want to do songs, and I get them. I'll get your feature. I'll get, like, it's not a feature, but it's like a collab. I'm going to get it done. But do you find you get sidetracked with features? Like, are you good at busting things out pretty quick, or does it take a lot of time for you?
I find that either I get super excited about it and I bust it out right away, or I get super excited about it, distracted, and then I bust it out like a month or 2 down the road.
That's what's happening here.
There's never any, if it's like the first 48, like if I don't make past the first week without giving you this verse, you ain't getting it for a little while.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I feel bad for, like, again, this is like anyone who's watching this. If you want a verse from me, I apologize. I suck for it sometimes because I want to make it really good. And I need to make sure I treat every verse like it's like on my album, right? So, and that's how it's supposed to be, right? Like, you gotta. The reason why it takes so long, I respect you. I respect you as an artist. I do. Like, man, Louie too. Like, I have the verse ready. I just gotta. Man, it's there's some bars in there. I'm talking about psilocybin halfway through the verse. You're gonna be excited about that.
I will definitely be excited. That's what's up, man.
Yeah, no, I got that back. I was like, shit, Louie killed it. So now I think it was down in the dumps that fucking week when I got it. So I just didn't do anything. But I'm gonna get it done, and I hope people are not gonna harass me after this. But it's gonna happen probably. But we're gonna get
I
it
hope
done.
they do. Yeah, but
I
no,
heard,
that's definitely. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I heard you on that verse right away, so I was like, I gotta just send this to Louie. It's one of those like high, like when you just sit there and you're like, oh, I have to like, I'm very sporadic, so I'll just be like, Louie needs to be on this. I gotta hit him up right now, this second, even though I'm not done the verse. Got the verse done, thank God. But it's like I'm really like in the moment type person.
Totally, man. Me
Yeah.
too. I think that's how you have to be. Like, especially as an artist, we are a slave to our muse. And what I mean by that is when the inspiration hits us, that's when we have to work. Because there's times where you want to write a verse, but that inspiration just don't hit you. And
Exactly.
You're going to write something subpar or like mediocre.
I agree completely. I think there's so many moments where now that I know myself as an artist too, where I'm in the studio, it's like, oh, Nathan literally asked me the other day, he's like, yo, kick a verse on this. I'm like, no, I'm not. He's like, why? I'm like, I'm not going to be able to. Just don't want to right now. It just clicks. It just clicks. It's a weird. Do you ever look back on your shit and be like, hey, like, how did I make this? Like, it's like a high. It's a weird. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's a strange moment.
That's where like meditation and spirituality comes to me, because I find that it ties in directly with the creative process.
Yeah, you see that.
And so, for me, I be meditating and reading like my spiritual books and stuff to help me with music, because if I can live in that flow in everything I do, whether I'm doing the dishes or walking to school or whatever it is, then it just makes it that much easier to dive into it when it's time to create this music.
That's a good way to look at things, bro. It's good. It's good. I'm glad. I don't think I've talked to you in about 4 or 5 months now. I'm glad we got on a chat. I think it was a good way to It's a good way to catch up and see where you're at. And I also want you to be recognized as well. That's why I was like, man, I got to get him on to promote this project. Because
yeah, bro, thank you. Yeah,
no
like
problem.
when you suggested that, I was like, yes. I didn't even have to think about it, man. Perfect timing.
I mean, I want to do this because I feel like, and this is not a knock at any other podcasters ever. I feel like as an artist, I want to ask questions and get the artist perspective out of people as well, because I don't think those questions come up enough. Or, I'm a nerd when it comes to this shit. I'm also curious about stuff in the process. So I got this thing called the Quick Six. This is how we're gonna get it off here. Who's your biggest inspiration?
Kanye West.
Why?
Because he showed me that you can be extremely successful being yourself, no matter what.
Yeah, anything that guy does, it just doesn't matter. Still works out for him. Yeah, I agree with you. Did it help your confidence? I feel like Kanye helped my confidence growing up.
Definitely. Kanye taught me to just do me. Like, you know what I mean? Don't let myself be affected by other people and their perspectives, because only I can do me the best. So
that's a great way to look at it, and I agree with you. Kanye is the same for me in that sense. Like I think when people trash him, it's like you don't understand what he means to certain people in a different way, though. It's like growing up. It's like we grew up with Kanye, and he's important.
Very important. Even now, he's a little bit off of his rocker, but I think Kanye is just very misunderstood, and he takes things to an extreme that a lot of people aren't ready to handle, for good and for bad.
Yeah, I don't think his intentions are bad. That's the one thing I always say. I don't think Kanye's intentions are ever bad. I think he needs to filter. He doesn't know how to doesn't have that filter that we have, Yeah. And okay, well, favorite color and why?
Oh, I don't have a favorite color, because they all represent a different mood to me. It depends on how I'm feeling. If I'm in the club and it's time to turn up or like whatever, yellow, bro, like
yellow,
or whatever, yeah. If I'm in the studio and a man just sparked a blunt, my favorite color is purple. I'll keep it, like I'll be there just smoking, chilling. If I'm in nature, you can probably already guess my favorite color is green. Like that's how I identify most with that natural stuff out there. So it all depends.
Here, okay, so this is actually just a question from an artist to an artist. When you hear a song, do you hear a color sometimes?
All the time.
Yeah, that's why, because your answer tells me that, because I'm the same way. It's like if I hear a song, that's blue to me, or this song's red, or this song, or even like the way I label tracks in my my Logic, I like label certain tracks a certain color based off how that is. So I had I had to ask that question because I had a feeling that you were about that too. That's dope.
Yeah.
Favorite TV show?
Boondocks.
Boondocks is crazy. Yeah.
Because I can watch that show over and over and over. It's so real, so well animated,
It's
and
perfect.
it hits every note, bro. It hits hip hop, kung fu, pop culture. Like just black
just
culture.
mad? You just mad because your dad is old.
Shout out, my guy.
Fuck granddad.
Yeah, man. But hey, I'm team granddad though. You know what I mean?
I love
like,
granddad. Yeah. I think they're coming with a new season soon. Apparently, that's the rumor. But I think John Witherspoon died, so I wonder how that's gonna happen. Yeah, RP to him. That's a legend right there. He's in all the classics.
In every classic movie from like 2000 to like 2015.
And he's always funny as shit.
Every time.
Yeah. Drink or smoke?
Neither. Eat.
Here at Discussion with Dre. Oh shit. Okay, never mind. No drugs. I was gonna say no drugs, no alcohol.
Hey, shout out to drugs, man. I be fucking with drugs. But like just the right ones,
Yeah,
like,
the healthy and natural ones that don't fuck your life up.
If it grows up in the earth, I fuck with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But no, and that's just me lately. Like, if more so, I'll drink than smoke nowadays.
Yeah.
But even if I drink, I'm having a very little bit, but I'll be almost down to do psychedelics pretty much at any time. just where I'm at. I'll be walking down the street, the motherfucker be like, "Hey, you want some of that good DMT?" I'll be like, "Is it that good? He'll be like, "Yeah." I'll be like, "All right, let's see what's up with it."
Yeah, let's see. Well, because you're in tune with yourself, and that's like I think people who are in tune with themselves can mess around that a lot, and it's okay. Me, I've just microdosed several times and like
cool.
off mushrooms, and I'm like, this is nice. It's nice. I can sit in the background. And one day I just made a bunch of steaks one day, and I was just happy, just smiling, listening to like 90s R&B. I was like, this is the best thing ever. Like, this is the fucking. How can you not like this? Okay, well, Kendrick or Cole? I know the answer already. I already.
Kendrick.
Yeah.
But that's a tough question.
Because I feel like when I hear you, I hear a little tidbit of both based off like, I say on the production side, I don't know, you're more J. Cole leaning towards. It's more like therapeutic sounding but also I've heard like a lot of like, you have your own sound, by the way. When I say inspiration stuff, I don't know if this bothers you as an artist. I think it bothers me sometimes when someone says, "Oh, you sound like this," or I'm just saying inspiration, by the way. I'm not saying you sound exactly like them. I just hear little bits of it. But yeah, man, Kendrick. Okay, I knew that. I don't know why I fucking asked that.
Yeah.
I asked what's next for Sir Louie already. So can you? I guess nice talking to you. I appreciate you coming on the podcast. I appreciate your presence in rap. And do your quick plug. Shout out who you got to shout out. Plug what you're doing. What's next? Talk to them.
Yeah, man. Well, thank you first off, Dre, man, for the opportunity. You're killing it. Likewise, everything you just said, man. I appreciate your presence in this Winnipeg hip hop community. Yeah, feel me?
My presence is a presence.
Now kiss my ass or whatever. What's Kanye say?
What lyric? Where's that from again?
That's a Kanye line. My present is my present. Kiss my ass. Or whatever. Write my curses in cursive. Yeah.
Monsters. Okay, anyways, go back to your shit. Sorry. Thank you though, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah. But yeah, follow me at Sir Louie the 3RD on Instagram. You can find me at Sir Louie the 3RD pretty much everywhere, man. YouTube, Sir Louie, all of that good stuff. I got to give a quick shout out to my guy DJ Foreign, Khalil, Toxic Beats, the whole Foreign World squad. You can find what we're up to on there at the number 4 Rain World. Rain as in to rule the world. 4 Rain World. Check us out. We always keeping you updated with that good hip hop news, baby. The 4 represent. Other than that, man, shout out God, shout out Jah, Allah, whatever you want to call it, man. That higher power that keeps me and allows me to do what I do so well. Shout out to that. And finally, shout out Andre Jeanson. Y'all better go check him out if you already haven't.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. Well, hey, shout out to you. I wish you nothing but health and mental wealth as well in the city you're at right now. And I'm looking forward to your next project, bro. I'm going to call you after this, but thank you very much. Discussion with Dre. Sir Louie. Peace.
We out.